In the video, we're going to take a look at the Mount the Coast H1, $160, available now. It's a door-to-trail or gravel type shoe, and it's a really good one. I have about 80 kilometers, 50 miles on my pair. Today I took them up for a final run up in Round Valley, Park City, and share my impressions, and then we'll do comparisons and some conclusions. Stay tuned. Okay, let's take a look at the Mount the Coast H1. First, you'll notice they're pretty dusty and dirty. I've gotten 80 kilometers, about 50 miles in the shoe, and I've done just about everything in it. Of course, I've run trails. I've trekked with a 20-pound pack. I've gone hiking on quite technical trails. This is a very versatile and very light shoe. We have a stack height of 35 millimeters at the heel, 29 at the forefoot, and we weigh, and this is US 8 to 8.5, we weigh 8.2, 232 grams. So this is a very light shoe. Really not, it's actually the same weight as, say, a Pegasus Plus road shoe. Yet we have a trail outsole, not a super deep one, 2 millimeter lugs here. They've proven very sticky on all but very smooth wet rock. This is what nowadays is called a gravel shoe, or a, I guess, door-to-trail shoe. But this special rubber, and I'm going to talk about it a bit later, really gives it a smooth ride. It's a relatively soft rubber, but it's actually a cast polyurethane, and you can see I have no wear to speak of in 50 miles, almost all on either rocky terrain or pavement. Really remarkable. There is also in the midsole a single stack. It's called Circle Cell, and actually this amazing shoe has a strong sustainability story, as the Circle Cell foam is actually made from biomass and organic waste, 20 pounds or 9 kilos per midsole. And Mount the Coast says it's as reactive or more reactive than PEBA. They don't say what it is exactly, but it sure feels like a PEBA, an organic PEBA. The feel, and I'm going to give you some commentary from the run here in Park City. Just took them out this morning, so it'll be, this is after, but this is a very fast, smooth shoe on all terrain. It's a superb road shoe too. And you can see, and I'll see if I can get down low enough, that it has quite a rocker up front, quite a rocker. So that really helps you roll forward in terms of flexibility. You can see there's some flex, but there's a nice stable forefoot platform. It's a relatively wide platform, 90 millimeters at the heel, 85 midfoot, and I think it's 115 up front. The upper, oh, it is special. As many of you know, Mount the Coast started as a company focused on ultra road running. I guess it was called the H1, the S1. Very stable kind of shoes. I didn't particularly like them, but they've always had really nice uppers, and they use what's called tune fit. So the first 3 eyelets are held by a pull cord, and then you lace. Now what I like is I can just leave this as is and slip them on and tie them up. The tongue is moderately padded with a gusset. The heel area is well padded as well, and we've got a very solid heel counter. What I think makes this shoe work on trail is that we have a combination of kind of a leatherette, very wide but flexible eye stay for holding the laces, and then the mesh is very soft, non-stretch. You can see it's thin, it's very debris proof, and it may have a few Kevlar fibers in it. Not sure about that, but the grayer maybe. There's a decent toe bumper. I think this upper works better for me than their T1, which is kind of baggy. This one holds the foot really well, and I'll show you in the video, you know, how it kind of fits. This is an all-arounder. It's one of my favorite shoes of the year, and it is very versatile. Now, here's some commentary from the run. Okay, we're in Round Valley with our Mount the Coast H1 on the single tracks. A little bit sandy here. 2mm lugs are doing fine. Could be a bit deeper for this, but on gravel, they're fantastic. It's a beautiful day up here. We're at about 6,800 feet, 2,100 meters. So our H1 is very reactive and quick off the ground. I've run these on road. I've trekked with them. They can do just about anything. Given the lugs, they're not a heavy duty trail shoe and just fine. I'm gonna keep going. Look at the beautiful scenery here in Park City. So we're really light here at 8.2 ounces, 232 grams, and US 8.5. And that is sure felt with the quick turnover here. And the Tune Fit lacing system, brilliant. I've adjusted it the way it is there. All I have to do is slip in every time. I don't have to ever adjust it. It also is kind of good that you don't have to play around with the front laces. Heel hold is really good. I'm going to keep going. In terms of the fit, true to size here, this is a US 8.8, but they've actually marked U41. So this was an early sample I got at UTMB. Okay, at the top of the ridge here, we're looking more or less towards the Canyon ski resort over there. And look, a little bit of snow. We had some snow, but a bit of it's melted. So, and then this way, we're looking down into Round Valley where I'm going to go. So I just came 126-foot climb, and oh my, I set a Strava segment PR, and I'd done it a bunch of times. The grip was good. Actually, it was much better on that firm, hard dirt than it was when there was kind of a sheen of dust over it before. That was a bit slippery with the 2mm lugs. In deeper gravel, such as we're going to go on over here, absolutely no grip problems. And this is a very lively, quick feeling shoe. That front rocker really propels you forward and up really nicely. The hold is excellent. You know, it's not full blown trail shoe because of the lugs, but for this kind of running, given the lightweight, 8.2 ounces, 232 grams, very reasonable. 35.29 stack height. You've got a light, agile, quick feeling shoe. Clearly one of my favorites of the year. So for road and trail, because it's really not much heavier than, say, a Rebel from New Balance, or even the Nike Pegasus Plus, which also has good traction. And the foam, this Circle Cell foam, is really reactive. It's not a soft and bouncy kind of foam. It's a quick reacting. It has enough stability to it for trail, and for tempo on the road, it just really kind of responds as opposed to bounces. Well, I'm going to keep going. First obvious comparison is to Mount the Coast T1, which is 36.32, so a little higher stack height, and a weight of 9 ounces, 255 grams. The biggest difference is in the outsole, as the T1 has a Vibram Mega Grip with traction lug. It has a somewhat softer PIBA-based foam that's a bit bouncier, and although I found its upper not nearly as smooth fitting. With its ride clearly more trail focused, it's also a very fine shoe. Also in the gravel category, the Nordlite Ultra Pro, which has a 40mm heel to our 35mm. The foam is a combination of EVA and 25% PIBA. Feels quite similar to our Mount the Coast. However, this is a considerably heavier shoe, 9.4 ounces versus 8.2. But it does have a higher 40 35 stack height to our 35 29, and it also, the weight is also explained by a somewhat deeper lug pattern. I think it's 3 or 3.5 here. This is kind of a longer distance gravel shoe. It's not as stable on more technical terrain than the Mount the Coast, but it has a little bit better grip. I didn't find it quite as dynamic. Upper, very secure, very nice. It's not the sort of smooth, soft comfort hold that you have here. It's more kind of trail focused, actually. Look at that stout heel, toe bumper area and heel counter. A really nice shoe that probably is a better distance shoe on gravel or very easy trails in the Mount the Coast if you're really going ultra. And not exactly in the same category, but exactly the same stack height, pretty much, 35-29, the Salomon S Lab Pulsar 4. It has a combination of a supercritical PIBA up front and Salomon's EVA blend. This is a shoe clearly designed for more technical trails. It's a firmer ride. It's somewhat more stable. It's not as much fun when things get kind of firm and smooth. Again, a beautiful upper, very secure, yet a bit more secure than our Mount the Coast. But here we're at 160, and the S-Lab Pulsar is 220. So a really quite a bit more expensive shoe. This is the shoe you want if your shorter distance races are more technical. And this is the shoe that you want if you want to go versatile. Your trails are smoother. You want to take them on the road. You may want to take one shoe for a long trip. So in conclusion, after our comparisons, the Mount the Coast H1 for me is their best shoe yet. It's one of the most versatile shoes of the year for me. I've run road, I've run trail, I've hiked with it with a pack. It is super light at that 8.2 ounces, 232 grams. It's got plenty of cushioning. It's very reactive. So far, the durability of this CPU cast polyurethane outsole is simply outstanding. We've got 80 kilometers, no wear. It plays very well in the sense that it's actually, even though we got that incredible wear on tough surfaces, it's a relatively soft kind of rubber that plays very well with our midsole, which is relatively firm. We've got a great upper, oh my goodness, comfortable upper that, if you will, kind of can do road or trail in great comfort. A super true to size fit. Really an outstanding shoe. It's definitely their best yet, and for me, one of the best shoes of 2025. Thank you very much for watching. You'll also see here linked to our full multi-tester written review. Pretty much, not all of our testers, but all of us really thought this was a spectacular shoe from Mount the Coast. Have a great run.